Hey, what is up? This is PewPewChoo, and today we're going to be playing some more Steel Panthers World War II. Well, this time we are actually playing a defensive mission. So, I have set up my defense along this ridge here. We are inside Italy. It is presumably the nighttime with a visibility of 34 out of 100, so quite low. And my positions are mainly set up around this particular ridge, protecting both of the points. And if they try to go for the flanks, I have my forward observer here, where he can view the entire valley floor, and a smaller division here to avoid cutoffs up here near the river pike turn thingy, whatever it's called. Although I don't think it'll be very likely that they're going to come up from the north, seeing as they would have to cross the river 2 to 3 times before actually reaching us. Well, I will see you guys we'll see you guys when we make contact with the enemy, and as you can see, they laid down a preemptive bombardment. Okay, so turn 4, we actually spotted 2 Stuarts coming up along this hill. This is pretty much what I had expected. Oh, by the way, they put down some smoke rounds. So instead of taking the direct route, instead of using the bridge, they have opted to take their forces along this hill. This will definitely slow them down by a bit, and all I've really got to do is figure out who has spotted their tanks and hopefully eliminate them with it. And it looks like our flak gun actually spotted them, so I'll speed time up again. These turns should be fairly fast, so I think I'm just gonna keep it here. It's actually 1944 already, so Germany's troop count and morale is just horrible. It's at 65 for morale, and that's even pushing it. One of the things that come up is I bought some V Volksgrenadier platoons, so they're not very good at fighting offense, but they're still decent at defending locations where you don't need as many men to do the job. And notably, it doesn't really matter if they die that much. So as you can see, we're putting down quite a lot of fire on them. I've set up most of my anti-tank guns to have overlapping cones of fire in the middle of the ridge here. I'm not really sure what I'm going to deal with, how I'm going to deal with the enemy up here. Their tanks shouldn't be able to do much damage to our tanks, simply because I have mainly Panthers, which are pretty much bulletproof from the front, or anti-tank proof from the front. So even with these Stuarts, I don't think they can even, dink these Panzer IIIs from their current location. And screw it, I think I'm just gonna let the game reaction fire. They don't really have anything that can do a lot of damage to me apart from that artillery. It's a good thing they brought so many tanks, because now I can eliminate their troops very fast and take down their points in a very efficient way rather than having to deal with slaughtering a whole bunch of infantry. Well, it looks like there is actually a small force on the road, which is fine by me because I have one Panther position right here, so I can just kind of snipe them. I noticed that they were dropping some artillery, and it looks like one of the Volksgrenadier Guards engineers, technically they're even lower trained and less morale, less experience, and lower morale than normal troops. And as you can see, even with just one bombardment, they have gone from 0 to 33, so they are very low in morale. Not that much of a problem though. I mean, we have tons of troops, and their only real job is to pretty much be meatbags. Although that British artillery is going to kill a lot of our troops on this ridge. Hopefully the natural terrain will be able to kind of dampen that. I can see that they're already taking quite a few losses, especially on that anti-tank gun. thing with these anti-tank guns is that they're meant to be ambush units. Technically, you're not supposed to set up in the direct line of fire, but at the moment it looks like we're doing quite a good job, and in reality I don't think I have any other choice but to set it like this. So the only real thing that we have to worry about is those artillery attacks. There's no way I can stop them right now, but if I can just hold them off by killing all of these tanks, I think we'll be fine. I mean, they've got to run out of artillery eventually, and I don't think the AI actually buys artillery trucks, nor do they get automatic resupply. And we only had to hold them off for a short amount of time, so it shouldn't be that big of a problem. They've got quite a good spread on this hill, but it looks like they're moving most of our troops from the bottom, so I'm not really sure if all of this is actually useful. I mean, I do have a few anti-air guns on that hill. If they do take those out, I'm not really sure. It looks like they brought a lot of howitzers, but not a lot of air power, which they should be bringing. I mean, they have air superiority. I'm gonna assume that the infantry is gonna have a very difficult time in getting through all of this rough terrain. It was one of the problems with the Italian campaign, and I would say it's one of the reasons why they didn't, press forward through Italy and up to Germany. Instead, they decided to, well, obviously go on with a amphibious invasion, which was it's fairly costly to land troops on beaches, and then had to deal with the logistics of that, as well as just the losses from it. But with the terrain in Italy like this, it'll always be hilly. It's kind of the reason why I don't like to play a lot of the offensive missions here, is because there's just no way to get around the hills and all the trees and all the rocky, rough terrain without losing a ton of men. As long as the British AI don't bring their crocodile tanks and their Churchill tanks, I think I'm going to be fine how I am right now. I see some grants over here, which shouldn't be that big of a problem. Our Panthers can still take them out with relative ease, although that one put up quite a bit of a fight. And let's continue. It looks like their tanks were carrying infantry on top, so I doubt the Stuarts are also doing that. Probably only the medium tanks and the heavy tanks. Shouldn't be that big of a problem, and looks like it's gonna degenerate into a brawl soon enough, so I will skip until then. See you guys in a bit. Hey, and welcome back. It is turn 14, and this is the reason why I keep anti-tank guns in these positions right here. You can see that the enemy put down some smoke right on top of our lines here. I don't know if that's that visible. I'll try to make it more visible, but it looks like I can't. Well, it looks like they're bringing up a Stuart and a Grant, and I have a pretty much cloaked anti-tank gun right here. So I'm actually going to be turning that against these two tanks. Hopefully knocking them out, but they do have pretty strong armor. Let's try hitting it again. I guess not. Well, that's fine, because we're still locking up these two tanks, and apart from that, I noticed that the enemy has brought quite a lot of priests onto the map, so their artillery is centered here, and later on I might have to get my tanks to move out across the field and take those priests on, because they are doing quite a good job in suppressing my men. On the other hand, they are quite costly, along with anything else they've been really putting against us, especially these Stuarts. Two of them make 112 points, so that's great and all. And they are also bringing Gurkha sections, which are pretty much elite infantry. They're obviously a lot more expensive than regular men. And yeah, I will see you guys in a bit. Hello and welcome back on turn 17, I guess. We're rather in the middle of turn 16. So, the enemy has actually begun to start to cross the river here, and this might be kind of a mixed thing for us, seeing as how all of our infantry are armed with STG-44s, pretty much assault rifles, which are excellent in close-range combat. However, they obviously have a lot more troops than us, and well, let's see what happens. It looks like they're really getting butchered exactly on the stream, on the little lake here, or river. And well, they haven't actually been bringing any more troops apart from this little bulge here, where at least that's all I can see. So, um, that is that for now. I will see you guys in a little bit. Hey, welcome back at turn 22. Well, I did record some footage of the earlier turns, although it was really just kind of meh. So I kind of decided to just do a recap here, and well, pretty much just cut out all of that. So what happened was that the enemy did push forward. I mean, there's only 3 turns left, but they have arrived on our side of the river. And what I pretty much did was just plug smoke down onto our lines, just to kind of conceal them and get them to fight up the cliffs. And that's pretty much what has been going down. I still have this group up here, and there's no sightings in the north, which is pretty good. They're still trying to push through the bottom over here, but it's really ineffective. They've lost all of their tanks, and it looks like they brought exclusively artillery, pretty much. They have like one company of infantry and a whole bunch of light tanks and a few medium tanks. Well, anyways, I'm gonna cut to the end when we either win or lose, because all there will be for the next few turns is just one hex battles over and over again. So I will see you then. Bye bye. Well, the end result, we lost 87 men, mostly grenadiers, or Volksgrenadiers. We lost 1 tank due to a close assault near the end of the game, and the enemy lost quite a lot of men and 18 vehicles, which makes up more than half of their total losses. So ultimately, we retained all of our positions. We won a decisive victory against them, and it looks like they had a lot more infantry than we could see. Well, that's this battle, and I will see you guys next time. As you can see, decisive victory, and well, yeah.